What is this, swamp people? Hey everyone, Templar74 here with another episode of Day in the Life podcast. And I know we've been delayed a couple of months between my vacation and me just taking some time to recharge my batteries, but I'm here with an all-new episode, a whole new tale from my crazy adventures in my real-life jobs. As always, guys, you're a stranger to these podcasts. You can listen to the previous episodes to figure out what I mean, but I'm not going to bore you with repeating it in every single episode. So today I just want to share an interesting incident that we had a few years ago. I was still very much green at this point, and pretty much my reaction when I heard this was, what are we, swamp people? But so basically the premise is I was working a shift one day, and I believe this was a Saturday in July. I can't remember the exact date. Just everything blurs together when you've been doing my jobs for so long that you just kind of, some days stick out because of what happens, but the actual date does not stay with you. But all I remember was it was a July day, humid as all get out. Again, South Central Illinois, it gets really hot and really humid in late July, early August. It's like living in the swamp, which is the premise of this story and this adventure, whatever you want to call it. And this is all true. I don't try to make things up to make my life sound very interesting. That's just not my style. But there are just some times where you have to do a double take, like, seriously? And it also questions your intelligence, faith within the human race. Anyway, I'm rambling, and that's a philosophy question for another day. Hot July day. We're out, we're making the rounds, and a call comes in that there was a dangerous animal in the parking lot of an apartment complex. And, so, when you hear that, they're not being specific. You think, okay, maybe there's a dog that's attacked somebody, a dog bit somebody, maybe the occasional wild animal, like a deer being aggressive when it sees its reflection in the glass, just things like that. What you don't expect to see is when you roll up and you've got three guys, well, one guy and two gals, I'm going to paint the picture as best as I can, cowering on the hood of their car. And you're sitting there trying to figure out what they're cowering from, and they're sitting there throwing something down at the ground. Now, you're sitting there thinking to yourself, why are you doing that if the animal is ferocious and it's attacking you? Why are you going to antagonize it by throwing rocks at it? But I still couldn't see it. I couldn't figure it out. We're sitting there, me and my training officer. Finally, we just decide, okay, we're going to get out of the vehicle and see what's going on. And we come walking up, and the one guy and the two gals turn, see us, and they're starting to scream like, "Don't get out of your car!" And we're like, "What's going on?" They're like, "Over here," and we could hear something hissing. Now, when I heard the hissing, I kind of had PTSD alarms going off because I am absolutely terrified of snakes. I got dry bit by a cottonmouth when I was a little kid, and I've hated snakes ever since. So that was my first thought, was, okay, somebody had a snake as a pet, it got loose, it's pissed, it's trying to attack these people. We come walking slowly to the side of the car, well, my partner is, my training officer, because I was kind of like hesitant to go in just because PTSD alarms going off. But finally, he pokes his head around the car, sees what's behind it, and comes running back to me. And I asked him, I was like, what is it? Is it that bad? Because he's not afraid of snakes, so I'm still confused, so I'll get out. He's like, Henderson, there's a effing gator on the other side of the car. Now, he didn't use effing, he used the exact word. And I'm just sitting there like, a gator? He's like, a gator. And so I'm sitting there like, what the hell is this, swamp people? Well, it turns out that a resident in the apartment complex had an alligator without a permit, and it got out while he was gone, and now it's terrifying these people because it's hungry, it's mad, and So now we got to figure out how to deal with the gator. First thought was to run back to the truck, get the rifle, try to shoot it. But in Illinois, you could actually go to jail for that. It's weird. Under federal law, they're protected species up this far north. We don't have them this far north. I don't understand why that's a thing, but hey, it is. But we have to do something because this thing is going to attack these people if they even try to move off the car. So we're sitting there, we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. Like I said, my first thought was to just get the rifle, shoot the thing, and be over with it. But that's not really an option for us. We could get into serious trouble about that, and it's also ironic when I tell the other part of the story towards the end of it. But training officer's like, okay, let me deal with this. And I was like, are you sure? And he's like, I've watched enough Swamp People. I know what I'm doing. And that just kind of terrified me because, yes, I know he loves that show. That was his favorite episode, or that's his favorite show on TV ever, is Swamp People. Why History Channel got away from history and started doing reality shows, I never could understand. I liked it better when it was all history, but not remotely the point. So anyway, he's going to sit there and he's thinking he's Swamp People. I pull out my phone and I make a phone call. As you guys may or may not know, my ex-wife had just graduated the Game Warden Academy. So she was a game warden at this point. And so I called her. I was like, you have got to get over here. And she's like, why? And I explained to her what had happened. Because our Conservation Police headquarters wasn't too far away. Well, the regional headquarters wasn't too far away. So it didn't take her long to get there. And she gets there, and I'm explaining what's going on. And my training officer is already back behind this gator, and he's trying to climb on it. She's advising him not to. I was like, you're an idiot. You're going to get yourself killed. Ultimately, though, he was able to get behind it and able to hold it long enough that we could actually get its mouth so that it wouldn't bite anybody. And then we immediately grabbed the electrical tape and started wrapping it up. This gator had to have been a good 8 to 9 foot. My partner wants to still say that it was 11 foot. I don't think it was that big, but hey, he was on the thing, not me. Yeah, so long story short, got the gator. Ex-wife managed to get it taken to somewhere where it would be protected, and gator wasn't harmed and everything. And she commended my training officer, but called him and again, used the actual word. I'm not going to because it's YouTube. Called him an effing idiot. And then, yeah, we ended up having a talk with the guy. Turns out he was keeping it in a big plastic swimming pool in his living room and didn't have a permit for it, so obviously he got in trouble for all that. But yeah, that was the day that we literally became Swamp People. Again, I don't understand the fascination with those history shows, Swamp People, Mountain Men. I watched them, but I still liked it better when History Channel was about history. Still, I just didn't think that that would ever happen. Especially this far north. You'd think, well, it's cold in the winter. Wouldn't ever be a problem. Nope. The things you see on the street would boggle your mind. So anyway, everybody, that's pretty much all that I got to say about this adventure. Like I said, it was just one of those things that stick out in your mind and you just will never forget it. Like I said, the date's a blur, but other than that, you just never forget days like it. But anyway, yeah, so that's my story for today. And again, I must stress that everything I tell you guys is 100% true. I can't give names and I can't give exact locations and things like that, but I try to make it as close to what I see as humanly possible. But anyway, everybody, I'm going to sign off now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Have you ever known somebody to keep an exotic animal legally, not illegally? What are your thoughts? Just let me know in the comments section down below, because as always, I enjoy hearing from you. And as always, everybody, Templar74 signing off. Have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you all next time, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye, everybody.